And today is going to be kind of an all-staff meeting because we really need to focus on benefits today. And the year is gone by very quickly. So today will be a focus on benefits, but we do have a few other things before we get started with that. The first thing is Scott is actually going to share a great story with us.
Hello. Say, everybody here, every day, makes an impact on all of the people we serve. And every so often we get an email that comes in about a driver who has really stepped up above and beyond the call of duty. And it's just really interesting that, I can share this. I think it's important. But right now, Ahmed, would you stand up for just a moment and just everyone can see? As most of you are aware, we do a lot of community work with faith communities on the weekends. So Ahmed serves on Sundays. What is the name of the church again? Is it First Presbyterian? Yeah. No, you can sit down if you want to. I don't want to embarrass you. So here's the story. About 6 months ago, Ahmed shows up at the building, and one of the ladies that indicated she was going to ride that day did not come out. So instead of just waiting for 5 minutes and deciding, oh, she's not coming, so let's leave, Ahmed decided to go to the building, ask the management team if they knew about this particular lady. And here to find out, they went and did a knock on her door. She had fallen 18 hours before. Had it not been for Ahmed taking that extra step just to check in on her family really believes that she would not have made it. But she was in her 90s, and she has since passed, but her family really had indicated she got an extra 6 months of life because of his commitment. Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. All right, so speaking of that, thank you all of you. We have some anniversaries to celebrate. First, we have some milestone anniversaries who completed their first year here at UTRAX. We have Catherine Baldwin. Are you here at the moment? Well, Catherine, you're celebrating 1 year, and then also Port Jerome. Oh, yeah, I have a pen for you. I'm going to get your pen. I'm going to get your pen. There you go. Here's a 1 year pen for you. Thank you so much for your service. In addition to that, we have Jerome Dale celebrating 2 years. Eric Conniff, 3 years. Laura Torres, 3 years. Matt, our bus washer, has been here for 4 years. And now we're going to get into our people who have been here since UTRAX started. Mike is going to talk to us a little bit about that, and I'm going to go ahead and celebrate those people who have been here for 13 years. Are you ready? We have Patty Weaver. How about let's hold your applause to the very end because there's a long list. So let's thank you for your 13 years of service. We have Patty Weaver, Reenie Hauser, Kathy Beresford, Mike Flack, Kelly Jarose, Dorothy Pence, I can't say the last name. Francisco. Diane Meyer, Shelley, Pam, and Rhonda. Let's give it up for all of those friends. Thank you for your 13 years of service. Mike, close the anniversary of UTRAX.
Yeah, we don't want to leave Chris Schliemann out over here. He and his family have been part of UTRAX Merit team for 60 years, since his dad was one of the founders of Merit 60 years ago. And his mother was ever since. So, November 7th, we celebrated our 13th year anniversary, and for me, it's so meaningful in that I was fortunate enough to be a group of four that started penciling this out probably about 14 years ago, and am still just amazed and so proud and impressed about what we have become in these 13 years. And that was reinforced again last month, where for the second consecutive year, we received the Best Large Employer Award from the White Bear Press, which, as an executive director, there's nothing that could make me more proud of our organization than to receive an award like that. And hearing the story about Ahmed and all the similar stories that you all have regarding how much you care about the riders that you transport every day is what makes that difference. It's those type of things, the care that you have, and the work that we do to try to make sure everyone that gets on one of our buses has a good experience. So I want to thank you all for that. Thank you for 13 wonderful, amazing years, and hopefully many, many more to come, continuing the great work that you do on a daily basis. Another thing that makes this a great place to work are the little things. And I know Bretta's out picking up our pizza right now, and when she gets back, we'll try to recognize her again, but just thanking her for the work she's done to bring the popcorn machine in, just those little things that make working here a little more special, a little better day to day, the putting up the Jenga out there, and just the little things that make working at New Tracks fun and enjoyable. So I know many of you do that, but in this instance, I want to thank Greta for the work she did on that. Now I need to switch tones a little bit here and want to remind everyone the importance of two things that we have to do on a daily basis. That is at the core of keeping all our riders safe, of keeping you safe as drivers, and keeping everyone else on the road safe. And we mention it time and time again. Our two biggest points of risk are distracted driving and wheelchair securements. There's a lot of other things that are risky on the roads, other drivers and everything else, but of the things we can control, it's not even close. Distracted driving and wheelchair securements, as an organization, are our two biggest points of risk. All right? Keep those phones away from you while you're driving. Make sure you are not allowing them to distract you from doing your job. Secondly, you need to focus on your wheelchair securements. You need to make sure you are going through the steps that Weenie has taught you. Talk through it with the rider. Say, hey, front wheelchair securements are secure, now I'm doing your back, particularly those that can't communicate. So if they're nonverbal and they know you haven't done your front wheelchair securements and can't tell you that, talk to them. It helps you remember that you've done and gone through the right steps, and it helps make the rider feel more confident. And the last thing you do before you pull away from a home or one of our sites is you walk from the back of that bus to the front of the bus, shake the wheelchair, make sure you visually see that the securements are on there, and make sure people are seat belted. You need to go through all of those steps. Do not let any of them slip. All right? Wheelchair tips are not fun. And God forbid something does happen, make sure you go through the right steps and processes after it does. We never bring someone up in their wheelchair until 911 paramedics tell us it is safe to do so. Because if there is a neck injury and we try to do that ourselves, the additional damage that we can do by doing that can be life altering. Make sure you know those steps and you follow those steps. Okay? Those two items, the distracted driving and the wheelchair securement, we gotta be 100% on. We have to be. Alright? With that, again, I can't end on that negative note. Again, Employer of the Year, second year in a row, feel proud of that, feel good about that. We do way more things really well at this organization. Really well at this organization. And one of the things why I need to provide those reminders is we hold ourselves to a high standard. People look at us that way as an organization. They look at NewTracks as the best. And there's a reason for it, because you guys are doing a great job on a daily basis. All right? So we want to hold ourselves to that same standard too. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. And now we're going to have Lee come and talk to us about inclement weather. Oh, very cool. Give her a hand. Come on, Lee.
Man, it's getting cold out there. Hands are freezing all the time and my toes. It's important to know, get your hat, your gloves, your mittens, your scarf, everything. Get it out. Maybe put an extra pair in your bus. It's good to prepare for the winter weather that's coming, maybe as soon as Wednesday. Hate to say that, but make sure that you're prepared. And not only yourself, but your clients. I gotta take these out. You'll probably be getting one of these slips again. Says to remind you and your house staffs and sites and everything that the clients need to have hats, mittens, gloves, jackets, that help with that, come with the winter weather. They may not have them on, but you make sure that they have them in their backpack, okay? If they do not, then always call into dispatch, let dispatch know, and they can call into the house and make sure that they bring them out to you. Because if your bus falls out or something like that, God forbid, then you might be sitting there for a while without heat. So you want to make sure that your clients are safe and not freezing to death. That sounds really dressed, but okay. So I just have a couple more announcements that I want to do before we see our first video here. Remember that we are a curb-to-curb bus company. We do not go up to a house and knock on the door and say, hey, I'm here. Can you bring that person out, or can I just grab that person and walk them down to my bus? No, we don't do that. Same thing when we drop them off. Well, I gotta hurry up and get home. I'm just gonna walk them up to the house. It's my last person on my bus. It'll be fine. No, we cannot do that for a couple of reasons. First of all, liability. If you are going up to the house and knocking on that door and maybe even helping them step into the house, which means you're stepping into the house also, we can't protect you from that, you guys. If something were happened and they called and said, hey, this driver did something to our client, we can't protect you because we can't see you up there. So curb to curb. If they're not bringing their person out or no one's coming down to get them, what do? What's that? Call dispatch. Absolutely. Dispatch is always here to help you and support you. Call them. They will have someone come down and get that person. Don't be in a hurry. And I know, some of these driveways may get slippery this winter, and you're going to want to go up the driveway to go help that person down. Their staff should be helping them down that driveway. And if they aren't, come and talk to us and we will call the house. Okay? Also, just on an off note here, I'm hearing that drivers that are loading at the transportation door at Merritt, that's the middle door with the awning, when you get your people, you can pull away, correct, but you must use your blinkers. Let them know, let them see you, right? That's one of our 5 principles. And let them know, make sure you're watching to see if it's clear to pull out away from that door. Okay, we've had some close calls lately, so we really need to be watchful of each other. Remember, parking lots are the second most dangerous places, I believe, that you can be in. Okay? Be aware of your surroundings and don't be in a hurry. Let people know that you're pulling away from that curb. And then the last thing to kind of segue into winter again, we at New Tracks start buses for you guys when it's 25 degrees or below in the morning. We'll go out there and we'll start the buses. We have a few people that have volunteered to do that for us. Be really nice to them. Maybe they'll start your bus first and you'll be the warmest bus. I'm sure they would love to have some treats. But they will go out there and start those buses for you. If it's a snowstorm or whatever, remember we go out there and we will help clear off buses. Now, if you guys would like to come out and help us do that, please come and talk to us. And it's always appreciated. I've been out there when it's pretty snowy and trudging through. It's a lot of work, So now I'm going to show you guys a video that will show you how to, some hints that you can do in the winter weather.
Oh yeah, I do that. Thanks. Don't do. Oh, almost. Alright. Think about it.
Welcome to the Midwest Winter Driving School. Do you have all the essentials?
I have 2 ice scrapers.
What's the first one for?
Scraping the ice off the windshield.
And what's the second one for?
Scraping the deer guts off the bumper after you hit it.
Perfect. And how much of this windshield do we need to scrape off before we can keep her moving?
About as much as an ice fishing hole.
We're approaching the highway. All right, now get up to speed, head over to the fast lane and slow down to 55. No. The conditions are not full waveable. Let's do the winter wave. 2 hands on the wheel, 2 fingers off 1 hand. No, you're not Nixon. There you go. What is this?
Ice scraper.
Not just an ice scraper.
It's a brush too.
Okay, yes, but you know what else it is? It's therapy. You take all the resentment you've pent up over the years onto that windshield. The time you got cut off in traffic by the fib. The time someone cut in front of you in traffic and didn't give you a polite wave. Every time you spilled your flask at Lambeau Field and then you said, oh shoot, now I gotta go buy a $12 beer. Yeah, really feel her now. How many times did someone bump into you without saying, oh, excuse me? All right, you're scraping the hell out of my windshield. Get on in here. Come on.
How slow do I go?
Slow enough that I can fillet this bluegill and not get a circumcision.
Hit the defrost.
I'm sorry. It's not defrost. Hit the unthaw.
But the button says defrost.
Just because the button's wrong doesn't mean you need to be wrong. Did you see that 12-pointer on the back of that truck? I think that's Frank's truck. Yeah, sure is. Hey, roll the window down. Tell Frank, nice 12-pointer guy.
Hey, Frank! Nice 12er, buddy!
Heck of a job on that 12-pointer. Passing the pond, what do we do?
Count the ice fishermen.
Yep, I need 3 fishing pole length between you and the car in front of you.
I am.
You're 3 ice fishing poles away. I need cane poles. Now, the most important thing about driving in the winter is speed. I need you to go slow. Look at that buck.
It's a big boy.
Not even using the deer crossing sign. Go on, you know what to do. It's impressive. If I were a doe, I might consider mating with you. All right, she's getting icy. No, do not slam on the brakes. Pump them like you're doing the jump around. Jump, jump, jump around. Now we're in a ditch.
Dig her out.
Digging the car out's always the last resort. First, we call AAA, impersonate Dad, and hope he paid his bill on time. Thank you for calling AAA. This is Richard. When there's snow on the ground and you can't see the lines,
You give her.
You give her, just like that book we read in grade school. See, that fib just cut you off.
Sure did.
You know what to do. Give him the sign. Good. Too much silence going on here. I think we can fill the gaps in silence by complaining about...
Construction?
No. Construction, that's what we complain about in the summer when they're fixing the potholes that we make in the...
Winter.
Yes.
Okay, I need your help. What do we do here?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
It's a roundabout. Nobody knows.
What do we do?
The only thing we can do.
Jesus, take the wheel, take it from our hands.
I would say only in Wisconsin, right? There's my Wisconsin people. I don't want to offend them or anything. Go Bikes. But that is some of the things that you do not do, right? We know it's some parody on it and it's kind of funny, but we want to do things right. We want to make sure that you have an ice scraper in your bus and scrape your windows off, especially if it's a slushy, icky day throughout. I mean, we'll initially have them scraped off before you leave, but you might have to, in between your routes or at your different places that you pick up, have to get out and scrape or wipe off the slush and snow. Okay? Make sure you have an ice scraper. You can either buy some hand warmers also. Make sure you might have some of those in case you get stuck or if you have to be out in the elements for a long time. Remember to grab some kitty litter in case you get stuck, God forbid. You can try to use this, put it underneath your wheels, and to get some traction. If you find that you are really stuck, call us. We'll send one of the nice mechanics to come and get you and pull you out by tow rope or strap or whatever. Also remember, you guys know what these are? Yak tracks. You put them on your shoes and on your boots. So it gets pretty icy out there. We try to salt as much as we can out on the sidewalks and in the parking lot, but it can get pretty icy. So if you want some of those, come see me. I can get them for you. Better be safe and sorry, and remember to walk like a penguin. Don't be jogging out there like nothing.
Can we also get better winter wipers?
Also, wipers. Thank you for bringing that up. Remember to make sure that your wipers are clear. Now, don't run your wipers when there's ice on your windshield and they're stuck to it and you go, and you're gonna wreck them, okay? We do try to use the better ones, I believe, during the winter time, the more heavy duty wipers. And you can always ask if you want better or heavy duty ones on your bus. Come and ask us and we'll get them. But if you're gonna go out there and clear them off, go out there and just kind of take each wiper and break that ice off like that. Don't sit there and rub them against the icy windshield and flapping them and doing everything else. It's part of your pre-trip. Check your wipers before you leave. Okay? Now, driving in the wintertime also can be a challenge. This next video that we're going to see kind of explains how you should be driving when you're going into a curve and you're swerving. Remember, turn into the way your back end is swerving. Point your nose that way, okay? Stay off the gas and the brakes. Don't pound on the brakes either, because that's just going to send you into a spin, okay?
Winter's here. It's right. Believe it or not, there's over 200,000 crashes a year in wintry conditions. Your best bet is to stay off the road when the weather turns. But for those times when you've got to be behind the wheel in wintry conditions, we offer these essential tips to help get you where you're going safely. The first thing to remember is to slow down. Any action you make with the car is going to take longer to accomplish. So make sure you drive at safe speed and leave added room, about twice your normal following distance for the car in front of you. slow to deliberate, not dirty. Drive as if you have a hot cup of coffee on your dash that you're trying not to spill. Don't be lulled into a false sense of security with a car that has all-wheel drive. While an all-wheel drive system helps your car get going and start emissions, it has no added benefit when stopping. All cars have four-wheel brakes. Let your anti-lock brakes do their thing. Anti-lock brakes give you the shortest braking while also maintaining your ability to steer. Get used to the pulsing sensation that occurs when your anti-lock brakes are active, and when they're working, maintain firm pressure on the pedal. Even when you're taking precautions, you could still find yourself in situations where your car begins to slide out of control. If this happens, here is the best way to get back in control of your vehicle. Most of us are likely to experience because most of us drive front-wheel drive cars into a condition called understeer, where you're turning but the car keeps going straight. So if you come into the corner too fast, you come in, you turn, but the car just keeps going straight. You may have to slightly unwind in order to get your traction back. Stay off the brakes, stay off the throttle. When your car turns more than you intended, that's called oversteer. Similar principles apply, except this time you want to turn in the direction that the rear of the car is sliding. And again, avoid quick motions with the throttle or brake until you regain traction. While winter driving can be hazardous and a little bit stressful, with the proper preparation and driving behavior, you can arrive at your destination safely. For more on winter driving, check out consumerreports.org.
Okay, you guys have any questions about how to drive in the wintertime, please come and ask. We are here to help you, and we can get you to where you're going. Also, one more thing. If you guys come to a road that is impassable, if it has just snowed, and you think you're going to get stuck, do not go down that road, because I don't think that the mechanics are going to want to have to come out and pull you out. So, what do then? Well, you call dispatch, and you say, hey, this road has not been plowed. I do not think I'm going to be able to get to my house. Can you call the house? Let them know that. The house will either walk their person down to you if it's not that far, or they might have to bring them in themselves. And the same thing with driveways. If the driveways are not shoveled, or they have a big berm from when the plow truck comes by, it's not your guys' responsibility to help them shovel out that driveway. So please don't. Just let them know that they're going to need to shovel their driveway, and we can come back. We can always bring their person back for that in the afternoon. Okay? All right.
I just have a question. The tires, can we like tell them maintenance of the treads?
Absolutely, you should be checking your treads on your tires. And if you do find that if they look a little low, or if your tires are maybe wearing in spots and stuff, please write up a work order and have the mechanics check them out, and they can take care of that for you. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Reedy. All right, so we're going to move into a little bit of the benefit stuff. Before I do that, I want to make sure everybody saw the save the date for our holiday party on December 13th. So December 13th for our holiday party, you are all invited. So please make sure you mark your calendars for that, and more details will be to come here in the next couple of weeks. So make sure you save the date for that. We are starting a new pilot program that I want to tell you about. In the past, we've been using Tiger Fitness, but we know that that is sometimes limited on hours, and maybe you like to exercise a little differently. And so Angie and I have been working on a new program. We're calling the Fitness Membership Reimbursement Pilot Program. So what this does is we didn't want to, at first we were looking at just Planet Fitness, and we're like, okay, we'll pay for a membership for your Planet Fitness, but I know not everybody likes that, and you might have a yoga studio you use. You might like to go to Orange Theory, maybe you're already attending the YMCA, and so what we want to do is instead reimburse you for what you're already doing. So how that is going to work is there is an enrollment form It's not very long. It basically just your name, that's important to know. And then your membership, like where you're attending. So it's a very short form that you would turn into me. And then the reimbursement, how it works, is you do need to be a full-time employee or a part-timer who's working 20 hours or more, and that's on average. So like maybe some weeks you work 15, but some weeks you work 28. It kind of varies, but if you're generally working about 20 hours a week, you're also able to participate in this reimbursement program. It is reimbursing for up to $15 per month, so it's going to be $45 per quarter. So again, that's like as if we were going to pay for your Planet Fitness membership. So we have $15 per month, or if you want to look at it, $45 quarterly, we will reimburse you for that. The main steps are you got to fill out the enrollment form, and then you have to attend 8 times in that 3-month period. So that's not a whole lot. At least 8 times, so let us know you're actively using your membership, and that is the requirement for that. And on this paper, if you're interested, we'll give you like when the quarterly payouts actually happen, if you need to know that information. Also, there is a reimbursement form, so when it's the end of the quarter and we're about to collect that information, there's just, again, it's not very long. It's most of your name, what your membership was, and then we'll be asking you for something that says you actually paid for it. If you need help figuring that out, I'm happy to help you with that. Every gym has their own thing. Some gyms are paper still manual, but there is a record of that you paid and also a record that you attended. So if you need help finding that information at your gym, let me know. I can help you walk through that. It went over that very quickly, but this is something that's new that's offered to all of our employees who are working 20 hours, average 20 hours or more. What questions might you have? Yes, start date. Thank you. The start date is January 1st, is when we are hoping to do that. That's why we wanted to go ahead and tell you about it, because we do need people to enroll to let us know that you're interested in that, so we can start doing the paperwork, and Andy and I can kind of get that started. Great question, thank you, Douglas. Anybody else have questions about this new pilot program? Okay. Yes.
What about to sponsor your girlfriend? Could they go to a girlfriend or your spouse? Would they be on that program too? Or
yeah, let's say, for instance, you got a family YMCA membership and like all of your family is included. Yes, because we're going to reimburse that $15. We can't do more than the $15 per membership, but that's what we can do per employee per membership. So that's a great question. But yes, if you have like a family membership somewhere, we're happy to also help you reimburse that. Great question. Anybody else? Okay, so we're going to switch over to our health benefits section. If you are part-time, you don't have to hear this part of the conversation. You're welcome to head to the break room and hang out with your fellow employees. If you are full-time, please stay. And part-timers, if you would like to come back for pizza, you're welcome to hear this conversation as well, especially if you're considering full-time in the future. You'll know what their benefits are. And then we're going to do the pizza right around 11, and we're done with Chris. So this is Chris. He is from Seven Hills, now Northwest Partners. So we're switching to that. But he is here to walk us through all of the full-time benefits. Because whether you're taking our benefits or not taking our benefits, you have to still waive. So you will still be hanging out with me, whether you're waiving or not. And so you need to make sure you finish that in the Ease portal. So I'm going to turn it over to Chris and let you know about some of our few changes this year.
Thank you, Mel. It's nice to be back again this year. Last year we didn't have to worry so much about snow and ice. Hopefully we'll have a real winter. Don't you think? January 1st is our renewal date for our employee benefit programs, which means that there's an open enrollment period for each of you who are eligible for these benefits. What is open? Here, you know what? We can jump forward a little bit. There's who I am. Mike and Mel and the whole team know how to get a hold of me. If you have questions at all, myself or somebody from our Seven Hills team are happy to help you. It's very important to us and to your employer that you make confident, well-informed decisions during this open enrollment period. Which means if you have a question, please ask it. Okay, we want to help you. Okay, a couple of little highlights here. It may be a little hard to read, so I'll touch on them real quick. First of all, the good news is that Medica has been our insurance company in the past. It will continue to be the carrier in 2025. We've accepted pretty much the same plan designs, the 3 options that you have had in the past. We're going to continue with the 2 network options. The big network, for those of you who want access to everybody, including Rochester Mail, and then a lower cost option for those of you who want to save a little bit of money. We'll go through that in a second. The one thing that is important for you to be aware of is that these premiums did go up. 11% is how much they went up. I wish I could say that was an anomaly, but in 2025, the average premium increases in group health insurance, whether you're a small employer or a very large employer, is close to 15%. So it's not a good year for health insurance renewals. So we're in that zone. 11% was our change there. New tracks will pick up a significant part of the increase because it's continuing to contribute what is on average about 79% of the premium for those of you enroll as single. Okay, so a big subsidy there. The average change for your cost to be insured is between 4 and 7%. So Nutrax has made a big financial commitment to cover a lot of this cost. We're not really making many plan changes. Many employers are increasing deductibles significantly and asking members to pay more for their coverage, right? You've got some balance here, okay? We are going to accept the renewals from Mutual of Omaha. This is the company that provides your group life insurance and long-term disability coverage. The Health Partners Dental Plan, that's a popular plan with people, according to the feedback that we've gotten. No changes there, and the premiums will remain unchanged there. The Voluntary Vision Program is also available, and there are no changes to those costs. So we're going to go through those slides here real quick. But quick highlight, maybe I've got it on the next slide, no I don't. Open enrollment, what does that mean? That means I want to change my mind, this is the time you do it. You can add people to the health insurance and dental program, their family members, if they're not covered now, no questions asked, no such thing as a pre-existing condition. They would just be effective on January 1st, okay? If you want to drop coverage, this is the time you do it, right? If you want to switch between the plan options on the health insurance, this is the time that you do it. So open enrollment is an important time for you to make decisions. Please take the time to look through these options, think about how they might best apply to your situation, and then make the changes in the ease portal that you log into to make your decisions. Okay? Important. Once open enrollment closes, it's closed enrollment season. And it doesn't reopen again until next year, right? So the decisions you make now are locked in decisions for 2025. You're locked in. Think of it that way. I can't change my mind. There are exceptions, of course. The exceptions are called family status changes. If you get married, you can add your spouse in the middle of the year. If you have a child, you can of course add your child to the coverage during the middle of the year. If your spouse gets a new job with benefits, that's a family status change. You can make a change in your election here. If they lose their coverage, your spouse loses coverage, that's a status change, right? What's not a status change is that it's March, I went to the dentist, he said I need a new crown. Can I add dental insurance at that point? No, that's not a status change, okay? So make wise decisions now so that you don't have problems in the future, okay? So we've got 3 different plans. We call them, and you'll see that there's 6 numbers up there, plan 1 through 6. There's 3 plans, 2 networks. So there are 6 prices, okay? The first plan, quick recap, is that this is it's called the Choice Passport $500 deductible. We've got some screens in there. The out-of-pocket maximum on that plan 1 and 4 have increased to $7,000 slightly. That's $250 higher than it is in 2024. Pretty modest change. The plan 2 and plan 5, the deductible is going to $1,100. Today it's $1,000, so that was a $100 increase in that deductible, but the out-of-pocket stayed the same. And then the plan 3 and 6 is a $4,000 deductible, and that's unchanged, but the out-of-pocket is actually going down, the opposite of the other two, from $9,450 down to $8,500, right? So you've got 3 plans to choose from, different premiums, different configurations, and we'll highlight what those are, I think, on the next slide. Let's see what we get here. Well, network comparison. Each of these plans, you could choose to have the large Choice Passport network, or you could take a premium reduction to say, I really just want to use the Medical Advantage program, which means that your doctors and hospitals that are considered a network are really part of the mHealth Fairview system, okay? North Memorial, some other private clinics are also part of that, but there's doctor lookup link and ease for you to be able to check and see if your doctors are in that network. But if you choose that lower cost Advantage option, you've locked into that for the year, right? And you can get that lower price as a result, okay? Let's jump ahead. These are the plan design differences here, and so plan 1 and 4, you'll see that there's a $500 deductible. I should mention that this is available when you look at it in ease, but it's also in the benefit manuals that I think Melanie just passed out.
If you look at around page 6, if you want to look at all the plans, it's on page 6.
All the plans are right on page 6, including the premiums. Okay, so that's going to be one of your important guides right there. So we've given you the 3 plans in those columns there. You can see the differences in deductible, what the co-insurance levels are, what the maximum out-of-pocket is, and what the office visit copay arrangement and the pharmacy arrangement is. All of these plans are considered creditable coverage, which means nothing to anybody who's under age 65, right? If you are enrolling in the group insurance and you're over 65, then credibility becomes an important factor. No worries, you can enroll in any of these without worrying about if it's creditable or not. And then you'll see what those price tags are on the bottom there. Now the commitment that Nutrax has made is to say, we're gonna finance the majority of this premium for you as an employee. You can put your family members on the plan as well. But the cost to add your family members are gonna be paid for by you through pre-tax salary deductions, right? And those are all based on how old your spouse and the number of kids that you've got. And those rates are, I think we've got 6 pages of premiums in your benefit manual, are all listed there. But when you're doing your enrollment in the EASE portal, the EASE portal will calculate the cost for your dependents to be added to the plan and show you what that is. If you've got the dependents on the plan now, it'll show you what you're paying today and which plan you've got them on, and it'll show you what the new premium would be on renewal. They'll all be revealed to each of you individually in the EASE portal, okay? So one important thing that I want to make sure I call attention to right in the middle of this screen, there's something called maximum out of pocket. That is an important number because that is the most amount you can pay towards the cost of your care in 2025, as long as you're using the network providers, okay? So that first plan, plan 1 and plan 4, you'll see that it's a $7,000 per person. That means that when you add up the deductible, which is $500, plus the 30% that you pay after that, plus your office visit co-pays, and plus your pharmacy co-pays. When all of those costs hit $7,000, then Medicaid will pay 100% of your bills for the rest of the year. Okay? The out-of-pocket on your second plan is $7,500, so that plan's a little bit cheaper, that you can see right there. And then plan 3 is even a less expensive program, and that maximum out-of-pocket is now $8,500. So that has come down from 2024. Okay? Anybody have any questions right now about the options? Yep.
Maybe this is something we can talk about later, but right now it's cheaper for us to go individual, but wondering if it would be cheaper to go.
Because you're both employees?
Okay. So
Okay.
adding a spouse, is it cheaper?
We'll do that now.
Okay.
I'm sure you're going to be less expensive by doing both individually.
See, that's I think what we were last year.
Yes.
Right.
That's going to be my part.
Right, and unless you've got 9 children together, no? No, okay. There's just the 2 of you, that's for sure. There's always hope, huh? All right, so that's what we've got. So the important news here is that the out-of-pocket limits are very similar to what they have been. The configurations are the same. The networks are the same, right? And Merrick has picked, or Nutrax has picked up the preponderance of that extra premium that is affecting all of us. Okay? Next slide, please. I know I'm in the way of pizza, so I'm going to go fast.
Just remind everyone that for individual questions, you'll stay after.
I'll make it even louder. I'm sticking around afterwards, so if you do have one-on-ones, please search me out, okay? The dental program is the same as it has been. No changes there. You're rewarded with higher levels of benefits if you're using the Health Partners dental facilities, but you can pretty much go anywhere you want to and have a network coverage and just have a little bit higher benefit level. So those premiums are down there. You can see how much Nutrax contributes. The vision program, it's okay, you can jump ahead. I know you're the hungriest guy here, Doug. It's very important that you understand how this works, but the vision program is really a tool to help you buy lenses and frames or contacts at a better deal. That's what the vision program is. It just reduces the cost, okay? And the example that I've circled in here is $130. That's your annual allowance towards either new frames or contacts. So many of us wear disposable contacts and we just define it, right? Well, if you just do the math, the premium over there is $6.13 per month. Uncle Sam said that's healthcare expense, so they'll allow that to be pre-taxed. So when you pay your $6 to be on this program, your pay will actually go down by about $4 because you don't have to pay state, federal, or FICA tax on that premium. So let's round that to 5 because I can do $5 times 12 months is $60, right? I pay $60 and I instantly have a $130 credit towards contacts or frames. Plus, you get the other benefits that the vision program brings along with it too. So this is really for those of you who want to just get a better deal on eyewear. Okay, next slide. The life insurance, Nutrax provides $25,000 for coverage. If you're over 65, it reduces a little bit. And there's also a very important benefit called long-term disability coverage, which says if you're unable to work because of an accident or sickness that you've had that's not job related, then you're going to be provided some income into your all the way to retirement if that's how long that disability lasts. Okay? If you are brand new to the program, there's a limitation on your benefit that says for a condition you were treated for in the 3 months prior to your effective date on the long-term coverage, then a disability caused by that condition is not covered until you have been insured for 12 months. right? 1 year. It's a marvelous provision. You might say, marvelous, it's a restriction. No, it's marvelous because if we didn't have this limitation on here, then everybody would have to complete the health statements to get insured. Nobody wants to do that. So, because you could get denied. So everybody gets coverage, no questions asked, and it's automatic. So that's what 312 means. 3 months prior is pre-X condition, and it goes away after 12 months. Nutrax pays all those premiums for you. You'll have one very important job, and that is when you're going through your ease enrollment, it's going to ask you to take a look at your beneficiary. Take a moment to think about that beneficiary, because that is the person who's going to get the life insurance death benefit if something happens. Okay? So your job is to keep that up to speed. Next, open enrollment. It starts today. You should all be seeing an email in your inboxes. Got it Friday, okay? If you do not have an email, you can't find an email, check your spam and junk folders first, right? Make sure it's not in there. And if you still can't find it, let us know, we can get it resent to you, okay?
What if we don't have email?
There's only like 1 or 2, and we work with that. Okay.
You know, okay? Please, everybody who's eligible needs to go into that EASE portal, respond to that email, log in, go through the elections. If you're not taking the coverage, that's okay. Just tell us. Put that red X. Say I'm waiving that coverage. Okay, so we know for sure. All right, and open enrollment. I think we talked about the family status change. Now, what else do we have, Doug? How to use the portal. It's pretty straightforward.
Okay.
You want to do it?
No, you're totally welcome.
Mike wants you to do it.
No, I'm saying, do we need to walk through?
I don't know.
I just want to describe it to people so that they know what they need to do. Because even if you don't want this insurance, you still have to go through this portal. So even if you decide you have Medicare or you're on your spouse's insurance, you still have to go through this. Because if you don't complete it, you'll be seeing me, I'll compound you down. So that's why I think it's important for you to know how to go through the EASE portal, because all of us mostly only use it once a year. So you're not going to remember your login. So you can do that forgot password, and so you can make up a new one. So I know that's challenging every year. We have to do it again, because most of us don't use it, except for that one time a year. So I know that's frustrating.
So yeah, don't worry about I forgot my password. You can have that reset very quickly. The first, there's some buttons that will track your progress through the enrollment. And the first one is your profile. This is where you look at it and say, is all this information accurate? And it's also a place that you can put information about your dependents. Whether you're choosing to enroll your dependents or not, you can put that dependent information in there. If you do, then your dependents become options for you when you are looking at the life insurance designation. And you can also have the system quote the health and dental insurance for you. But you have to have this. You go through, you make your decisions. After your decisions, it will ask you to sign the forms. You'll electronically sign all the forms. And at the very end, there will be a button up on the top that says finish. Click that finish, and you are finished. But it's not the end of open enrollment. In my situation, I'll go home and tell my wife, hey, I did my open enrollment, and this is all the things I decided. And she'll say, okay, you didn't do it right. You got to go back. I can go back. You can go back and redo it all the way up until open enrollment is closed. But please remember to go all the way through, re-sign the forms, and click finish the second time after you've made your changes. Okay?
You'll see